Pokemon moves have always been one of the most iconic parts of the franchise. There are 933 of them in existence, and although not all of them are usable anymore, they each still have their degree of charm. Well, most of them. To me, one of the most peculiar moves has always been Attract. It's a status move that makes the target attracted to the Pokemon that uses it. If that target tries to use a move against them, there's a 50% chance it'll fail. So, it works a lot like Thunder Wave and other moves that afflict status conditions. But unlike those moves, Attract can only work under certain circumstances. And those circumstances made me wonder, how far can this move go? Well, let's analyze the move to see what qualifications are required to make the move work. The first point of analysis is the egg groups of the Pokemon. Not all Pokemon are able to breed and make eggs when you put them in a daycare. The two Pokemon have to be in the same egg group for that to happen. Charizard is in the Monster and Dragon egg groups, so it can't breed with a Superior, which is in the Field and Grass egg groups. However, it can breed with Rhydon, because they're both in the Monster egg group. That being said, not all Pokemon in the same egg group should be able to reproduce. For some reason, Nidoking and Nidoqueen aren't in the same egg groups, but Nidoking and female Nidoran are. Well, if the Pokemon world has its own version of celebrities like Gordon Ramsay, let's hope it has a Chris Hansen too.
Would you have a seat over here, please?
Anyhow, given that Pokemon can only reproduce as other Pokemon in their egg groups, it would be reasonable to assume that Attract only works on Pokemon in the same egg group. But no, it's not the case at all. The target can be in any egg group whatsoever. I guess attraction has nothing to do with whether or not they can reproduce. The second point of analysis is the sex of the Pokemon. Attract fails whenever a male Pokemon uses it against a male target, a female Pokemon uses it against a female target, or when any Pokemon uses it against a target with an unknown sex, such as Ditto, Magnezone, or the majority of legendary Pokemon. So, in order for Attract to work, the target has to be the opposite sex from the user. But there are no such prerequisites for the species of Pokemon. As long as they're the opposite sex, the move will work on them. And that got me thinking, if the move works on Pokemon outside of the user's egg groups, would it work on humans too? We know that Pokemon can use moves on humans. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Lance had his Dragonite use Hyper Beam on a black belt in the souvenir shop. So yes, if attack moves like Hyper Beam can be used on people, it seems that status moves like Attract could work too. But just because the move can be used on people doesn't mean it'll have any effect on them. So, to get a conclusive answer, we must consider something else now. Can humans be attracted to Pokemon? And I don't mean in real life, the internet's made that pretty obvious. But even in official Pokemon media, the answer is yes. Even if you put aside the fact that Ash and Pikachu are a romantic couple,
I always want to be with you.
There has been evidence to show that humans and Pokemon have had closer than platonic relations with each other. In the Japanese versions of Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, you can find a book in the Canalave Library that said that there were once Pokemon that married people, and there were once people who married Pokemon. Yes, it also stated that humans and Pokemon were so alike that they were practically indistinguishable from each other, but the fact still remains. Pokemon and humans came from the same ancestors. Some Pokemon like Yamask and Frostlass were actually people at one point too. It was also implied in Legends Arceus that the writer of an old journal had once been married to a Frostlass. So it seems that humans can be attracted to Pokemon and even marry them at times. And with that information, we can finally come to a conclusion. Yes, I do believe that if a Pokemon uses Attract on a human of the opposite sex, it will work. Even if humans and Pokemon are unable to reproduce, that doesn't mean the move will fail. It works on Pokemon that can't reproduce with the user, so what's stopping it from working on humans as well? I've yet to see a reason why it wouldn't, so until proven otherwise, I'm gonna believe it will. Thank you for watching. Don't ask me why I made this video. I don't have to explain myself.